This video is going to show you how to access pre-algebra and algebra reports and how to understand the reports. After students have finished the pre-algebra assessment, you will log into your teacher account and go to Assessments and click on the pre-algebra button. Again, you can choose between different classes, and you can choose the date range and click on Filter. Students will be displayed from last name A through Z, but you can use any of these sort buttons to sort them by particular areas. The grade column here is indicating the grade that the student was in when they took the test. The date is the date that they took this assessment for these reports and the data. The numbered mastered is showing you the number of constructs that the student has complete mastery of. So Andrew has mastered 9 of the 14 constructs. They are the ones that are indicated with the green circles. The raw score is showing you the number of constructs that they have mastered and partial mastery. Students get 1 point for every full mastery, green circle, and half a point for every partial mastery, the yellow circle. Each of these constructs are the 14 different constructs that the students are tested on within pre-algebra. You can click on the question mark to find out what that subtest is. Pre-algebra assessment has 3 sections to it. The first is a pre-screening section where the student has the opportunity to demonstrate full mastery of a particular construct by answering several questions that are multi-stepped. They are not multiple choice. They're going to cover the whole area within that particular construct. If the student answers the pre-screening questions right, then they will be able to move on quickly onto the next construct. If the student answers the pre-screening questions incorrectly, the assessment will automatically turn on additional sets of questions within that construct to further explore what they know and what they don't know. The third part of the algebra assessment is going to be testing them on maybe their math facts and or their reading skills. If the students score below mastery on integers, fractions, or decimal operations, numbers 1, 2, and 3, the assessment will test them on their math facts, and they're over here, and we test them on timed and untimed. And you can see that some students are pretty even, doing okay, like Andrew got 90% timed and untimed, so he's pretty okay on his math facts, maybe brush them up a little bit, but it's probably something else that's causing the challenge with the fractions and the decimals. If you look at Isabella, when she was tested on her math facts in an untimed way, she got 100%, but when it was timed, she only got 30%. So she really does need to become more familiar with those skills. The reading is going to be triggered by some of the areas like interpreting data and some of the geometry ones. And it's just to give you another data point to help you understand, is it that the students have struggling with reading as opposed to the math skills. And you can see that some of these students were tested 80%, 20%, 0%. So that means that you can go and look at their DORA scores and see how they're doing and help support them with that reading skill. Some of the reports that you have, if we go to under detailed reports on the right hand side, we can click on report and detail. And if we display the regular report, it will be on 3 pages. The condensed is going to be the same report, but it's going to be put all into 1 page, so it is very condensed. We pull up the report, and here it is. You'll have an explanation of the pre-algebra, the 3 sections, the pre-screening, the construct testing, and the foundation skills with their math, facts, and reading. On page 2, you're going to have a diagnostic summary. So we can see that Andrew scored 42%, 43% of the pre-screening questions he was able to answer correctly. And then you can see which areas he has high need. The red circles are non-mastery, yellow are partial, and the green circles are full mastery. And again, he was tested on his math facts, got 90% both timed and untimed, and he didn't need to be tested on the reading section. If we scroll down, you can see construct 1. He has mastery demonstrated by complete construct testing. So that means he got the pre-screening question wrong, so we turned on the additional sets of questions, and you can see really all of the areas he got right except for dividing two negative numbers. So this minus sign is the instructional point in this particular area. If you look at construct 4, he has mastery demonstrated by pre-screening. So we didn't need to be tested on all of these areas because he must have these skills mastered, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to do the pre-screening questions. Sometimes you'll see a not tested at the bottom of the section, and that's just where the adaptive logic is kicking in to if we feel that we've hit their ceiling of skill level. Other reports, you have a class profile. Display class profile is going to help you see which students need support in different areas. The ranges from the students who are ready for algebra to those that need help with basic math skills and all the different constructs in between. Students may well be put into more than one of these areas, one of these profiles. Another report is the class mastery. If we click on display class mastery, and we put in our date range, and we can choose some of the different areas. And create the report. This is going to show you what, as far as percentages, how this group of students are doing in these different areas. So 70% of the students have mastery. You can see they all have mastery of adding two positive numbers, subtracting two positive numbers, and adding two negative numbers. For algebra, you will go to the Assessments tab and click on Algebra. For algebra, it's very similar to pre-algebra. You'll log into your teacher account, go to Assessments, and click on Algebra. It's the same as far as the legend. The red circles indicate non-mastery, yellow is partial mastery, green is full mastery. Again, the number of mastered is going to be the number of full complete mastery, the green circles. Raw score is going to give them 1 point for the mastery, the green, and half a point for every yellow, partial mastery. If we go to the detailed reports, you'll see detail. It's laid out in the same way as the pre-algebra. We have some information. It's got the pre-screening sections, and then it's got the construct testing. So this student did 4% of the pre-screening questions, and you can see which areas they need to work on. And again, you'll have your pluses for the areas they answered correctly, minuses when they need support, and not tested if we didn't test them because we felt they'd hit their ceiling of skill level. You can go to differentiated instruction for both pre-algebra and algebra if you want to use Khan Academy for some of your instructional programs. If you click on display, you'll be able to see the lessons. They'll be prioritized with a high need if it's below their skill level, or a low need or no need. When the students work on the lessons, you'll be able to see how many times they've worked on it and the date that they last logged on, and you can check out the URL. If you've purchased Let's Go Learn's Edge instructional program, you would go to Instruction and choose either Pre-Algebra or Algebra Edge and enroll the student into the course. Pre-Algebra is really counted as an algebra readiness test, so the students who are about to go into Algebra 1, it would be good for them to take the test. It can also be used to determine if perhaps those older students need some support in their basic math skills. Algebra 1 covers the Algebra 1 course.